Watch this video. I will be right back.
In Africa, yes, because there is a policy of the American government. It's called the Kissinger Report, which was produced in the mid-70s when Henry Kissinger was involved with the government. And it explicitly states, which to this day, it remains the official policy of the American government. It has not changed. It may not be implemented by Trump, but it remains the same. That the purpose of the foreign policy in Africa was to reduce the population. So to give aid to countries in Africa, not clean water and schooling and things like that, but contraception and to shrink the population of Africa because they have great mineral resources there.
That sounds diabolical.
Yes.
That sounds like something conceived in the mind of Margaret Sanger.
Yeah, definitely. And so at the time, Kissinger and those involved with the Carter administration wanted to shrink the population, make sure that the Africans do not develop and do not use the resources for themselves, because we in the States, we need them. There is a concerted effort of foreign powers to control the population of Africa. Africa is a huge continent, could feed thousands more people, but the policies of the West, especially in Europe. For example, between 1990 and the year 2000, the United States, Canada, and Europe contributed about $6 billion in contraceptives, not to help the people, not to give clean water, clean food. That is
not to fight malaria, for example.
No, of course, perish the thought, never.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. So in our work in HLI, we denounced this reality to make the Africans aware that they have to defend themselves against the influence of foreign powers.
Now, if you listen to this man carefully, this is not him saying all of this, but it's more like he's under an organization or something trying to bring this to light, especially to Africans. But that aside, look at what is being talked about here. The most important thing, because this video really, really got to me. It's like these people will never stop, even when it's so evident to them that we are the chosen ones. Like a lot has been planned but failed. Now, this should tell them something at least. How can people be this heartless to a point whereby they want a whole group of people unalive just because of their skin tone? In fact, this is not about skin tone now, because according to this video, it's about what Africans have, what we have, the minerals. It's like anything to do with the West helping Africans should be questionable, because what is this? Now, in the mid-20th century, concerns about population growth were widespread globally. International organizations, including some from the West, initiated family planning programs with the aim of addressing perceived overpopulation issues. They claimed the goal was to provide individuals with the means to plan and space their pregnancies. But this video tells us something else. Now, the video referenced the plan of depopulating Africa using the Kissinger Report, often referred to as the National Security Study Memorandum 200. Now, this is a document from 1974 that discusses population issues globally, but I guess this was aimed specifically for African countries for the above-mentioned reasons. Now, if you ask me, I would say Africa is not poor, but our wealth is being stolen each and every day. There are more indirect means by which wealth is pulled out of Africa every day. And in a report that I came across, it estimated that 29 billion a year is being stolen from Africa in illegal logging, fishing, and trade in wildlife. Now, this article reads $36 billion is owed to Africa as a result of the damage that climate change will cause to their societies and economies as they are unable to use fossil fuels to develop in the way that Europe did. Our climate crisis was not caused by Africa, but Africans will feel the effect more than most others. Needless to say, the funds are not currently forthcoming. If African countries are to benefit from foreign investment, they must be allowed to, even helped to legally regulate that investment and the corporations that often bring it. In fact, even this assessment is enormously generous because it assumes that all of the wealth flowing into Africa is benefiting the people of that continent. But loans to governments and the private sector at more than $50 billion can turn into unpayable and odious debt. Now, so many African countries, even up to date, are being robbed off of their resources. So many Africans being left homeless unalived, children turned into laborers, and many other atrocious acts being done to a lot of our brothers and sisters. They claim Africa is poor and yet stealing African wealth for their benefits and leaving African countries poor. But the most important thing is, in as much as they use all sorts of plans to depopulate Africa, that's if they can, it will never work because they started a long time ago. This is not the first time. They started a long time ago. But it's like the more they try, we become a lot. The numbers just keep on increasing and increasing. But what do you, my viewers, have to say about this video? Share your comments in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.